Love is universal, it knows no boundaries. Yet in India it often stumbles upon the rigid walls of caste. Intercaste marriages, a union of hearts transcending caste barriers, are still met with resistance and hostility. Why does love face such opposition in the 21st century? It is a question that continues to plague our society. The institution of marriage in India is often seen as more than just a union of two individuals. It is considered a merger of families, lineages, and yes, castes. This societal perception fuels the resistance to intercaste marriages. Families fear societal backlash, ostracization, and even violence. The fear, though, is rooted in a deep-seated prejudice. It reflects an unwillingness to let go of age-old hierarchies and embrace a society where love triumphs over caste. It is this prejudice that we must challenge. We must strive to create an India where love, not caste, determines whom we marry. India presents a paradox. The same society that advocates for reservations to uplift the oppressed castes often opposes intercaste marriages. This contradiction exposes the hypocrisy at the heart of the matter. Reservations, while necessary to address historical injustices, are also seen as a means to maintain caste identities. This approach perpetuates the very divisions that intercaste marriages seek to dissolve. It is like trying to extinguish a fire by adding fuel to it. This paradox highlights the selective approach towards dismantling caste-based discrimination. It underscores the need for a more holistic and honest conversation about caste. We must acknowledge that true equality demands not just economic upliftment but also social acceptance and respect. Supporting reservations while opposing intercaste marriages is like treating the symptoms while ignoring the disease. It is a hypocritical stance that must be confronted. The opposition to intercaste marriages is not just limited to societal disapproval, it often manifests in horrific violence. Honor killings, a chilling reality in many parts of India, are a brutal testament to this. These murders, often sanctioned by families or communities, are a gruesome reminder of caste's deadly grip on our society. In 2024, a young couple in Uttar Pradesh was brutally murdered by the woman's family. Their crime? Daring to love across caste lines. This is not an isolated incident. Such incidents make headlines with alarming regularity, painting a grim picture of our social fabric. Beyond physical violence, intercaste couples also face discrimination and social boycott. They are often ostracized by their families and communities, leaving them emotionally and socially vulnerable. This silent suffering, though less visible, is equally damaging. These acts of violence and discrimination are a blot on India's conscience. They are a stark reminder of the long road ahead in our fight against caste prejudice. We must remember that love should not be a death sentence, and every life lost to honor killing is a collective failure. Section 4. Caste's long shadow, unpacking centuries of prejudice. To understand the deep-seated resistance to intercaste marriages, we must delve into the historical context of caste in India. The caste system, with its rigid hierarchy and notions of purity, has been deeply entrenched in the Indian psyche for centuries. Caste was not just about occupation, it dictated every aspect of an individual's life, from their social standing to their access to resources. This system thrived on maintaining the purity of castes, and intercaste marriages posed a direct threat to this structure. Even though untouchability is abolished and discrimination based on caste is illegal, the centuries-old prejudices continue to cast a long shadow on our social fabric. The fight against intercaste marriage is therefore not just about challenging a social norm, it's about dismantling a deeply ingrained system of oppression. Section 5. Towards a future. Free from caste, a call for change. The path to a truly equitable society requires a fundamental shift in our attitudes towards caste and intercaste marriages. The change must begin at the grassroots level, within our families and communities. Parents need to move beyond their prejudices and embrace their children's choices. Instead of perpetuating caste divisions, they should champion love and acceptance. Educational institutions should promote inclusivity and challenge caste-based biases. The law, too, has a crucial role to play. Stricter enforcement of laws prohibiting violence and discrimination against intercaste couples is essential. Moreover, promoting intercaste marriages through incentives and schemes can encourage social acceptance. Ultimately, the fight against caste prejudice is a fight for a more just and compassionate India. It is a fight for the fundamental right to love and marry whomever we choose, regardless of their caste. It is a fight that we must all join, for the sake of our collective future.